Saint Mika. I have aches and pains all over. And why does it smell so badly here? What muck have I been smeared with? Oh, excuse me, Baron. I am Marquis Latori. Who is this friend that you speak of? Barbarian. I don't know him. Wait. Perhaps I do. You must mean that man who was attacked by the deer tiger. I had to use my last arrow on that beast. But why would he be here now? I left him 3 or 4 days ago. That's funny. I guess I ought to thank him. To tell the truth, I was ready to meet your Mika. Or whoever I'm supposed to meet when I die. I never understood the teachings of the priests. I really don't know why it's so interesting to you. But as long as I'm here, I may as well indulge you. All this began at the home of Baron Toronto. Do you know the noble Don? Then you should know he's a big fan of hunting. Over the course of 2 days, we killed 5 boars. It was very dull. Then one of the huntsmen said that he knew a better hunting area in the mountains. Unfortunately, Toronto was a bit tipsy and failed to back the horse. So, the 3 of us, 2 of the Baron's huntsmen and me, left together. I have no idea. A storm began and we got separated. Then a heavy rain started falling. There was fog everywhere, and I had no supplies or dry clothing. Imagine, Baron, in this storm I had to hunt for food. I ran out of arrows quickly. Then I had to use my last one on that deer tiger. For nothing, though. The beast disappeared. Whose? Ah, you mean the barbarian. Yes, indeed. But it was all for nothing. I made it to the village, where one kind villager shared his house and food with me. But as soon as evening fell, the village was attacked. Luckily, I gave my horse to the son of the commoner I was staying with, and sent him to get help. Yes, I'm a man of war. I served 1.5 years in the Imperial Guard, so I used to patrol this area in the evenings. Well, the outer edge of the village, anyway. If it wasn't for this, they would have been slaughtered like pigs long ago. This at least gave the villagers time to get pitchforks. But what's the use? They were tossed around like a small boat by a wave. But I fought to the last breath, until we were defeated. Later, I woke up because I was being pulled somewhere, very slowly, through the shrubbery. I couldn't turn my head, so I thought it was an animal pulling me. I wanted to cry, but I saw that the village had been turned into a giant bonfire. People in black were standing around the burning buildings. They offered prayers to some. I saw another man with his face hidden by a black cloak. They were yelling that he was a prophet, and they asked him to turn the captives. Yes, to turn them. He had a very unusual staff. The captives were brought to him, and he touched their heads with it. There was a knob on it. If it started glowing, the men in black cut the captive's throat, whether it was an old man, a child, or a woman. The bodies were thrown to the crowd, which immediately tore them limb from limb. But if the staff didn't glow, then something strange happened to the captive himself. The captives, they would behave like lunatics. They would bow down in front of the man with the staff, and then join the murderous crowd. I saw a whole family go through this turning. A husband, his wife, and their 2 children. The father was killed first. Then the boy's turn came, and they could barely tear him from the man with the staff's robe. Then, when the staff glowed above his relatives, he joined the others in dismembering the bodies of his sister and mother. Saint Mika, I feel sick just thinking about it. I lost consciousness. All I remember is darkness. Then I woke up here, in the Count's castle. That's my story, Baron. I don't. I'm a man who is accustomed to death. I've seen it more than once. But such a massacre. Perhaps the priests are right, and the apocalypse is coming. Our human sins have exasperated the Lord. I'm not very religious, but even I'm scared now. I think I'll go to the sacred sites when I recover. We all need to cleanse our souls. Excuse me, Baron, but I need to lie down.
You who has come by the way of the dead, who has spoken with spirits, I hail you. Are you going to ask me strange questions and fail to understand my answers too? That you have visited the Ghost Forest? This knowledge is freely available to anyone who talks with the ancestors. It's written on your hands and your brow, as well as the shadow of Ardar that was squeamish about taking you. You're right, I can heal people, but I'm not a healer. I simply serve the gods. Well, more precisely, I served the gods. My duties are finished. I was supposed to die. Dorgora sent his slave to take my life, but he wasn't able to because a man of your tribe whose hand was directed by Ira Tro, killed him, so my service will continue. Not exactly. The man was just an instrument of the gods. Everything happens according to their will, according to the law. I was to pay my duty. Otherwise, Yirin would neglect me, and I would languish in the dark of Ardar. I know that he's fair and just, and no one wants that kind of an afterlife, so I was willing to die. But now, I'm free to live and return to my people. Will you ask the tribe's elder to let me go? Ask, you who has come by the way of the dead. Maybe your mind is pure, and you will understand my words. I followed a man of your tribe. You people are like animals. You're unable to hide your tracks. Following you is so easy that a child could do it. I didn't go in the stable, as there were many strong men, and I'm old and weak. Later, carrying the spirit of Arad, came and brought the seed of terror with him. They killed everybody. Those who aren't killed aren't humans anymore. That's why. They have themselves become the seed. From now on, they are bound to follow, carrying the spirit and kill humans. Someday, they'll get to my tribe and kill all the people there too. Those who aren't killed will become the seed. They almost killed the